Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another One Piece chapter reaction, this time for One Piece chapter 1176, and it dropped like 40 minutes ago, and I was waiting all day. I was like getting some things done, but I didn't want to get too far from the computer in case it dropped because I wanted to make sure I could get on and react to this right away. So, very much looking forward to this. I'm completely unspoiled, so we're in for a good time for sure, especially with everything that's going on in Elbaf. And also, this is our last chapter reaction until season 2 of the live action releases, which is very, very cool. I think I saw that we have a break next week, which makes sense because that kind of lines up with the live action coming out. They probably didn't want to take away from the hype for, next week. So next week, I'm going to be reacting to the whole season, maybe on day 1. I might split it into 2, but definitely day 1 I'll be reacting to at least a few episodes. And then I'm gonna do some content on that and stuff, so very much looking forward to it. But yeah, guys, we're in for a good one today. We're in for a good one. Real quick, I know I got a couple other messages, but just because I just saw it pop up, shout out to Gigi's Boxcar for the 5 gifted memberships. One of the goats for sure. Gigi, I appreciate you very much. And you know what? Just because you did that, hold on, Cliff's about to bark. I can hear him. I can hear him preparing. Cliff, come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. We're still close to school letting out, so Cliff is looking out the window, barking at everything going on. But yeah, Gigi, since you donated the memberships, I'll go ahead and say, if you guys didn't hear, we have the One Piece popularity poll going on again. So of course I want you guys to vote for Laboon, but I know Gigi here would like you to vote for Lilith. So at least one day, because you can vote every day. Go give a vote for Lilith for Gigi for sure. So W's in the chat for Gigi. Appreciate you. Cliff, come back, buddy. Cliff ran right back to the window because another school bus drove by. Quanadin, earlier you had a $2 super chat. You said 10 out of 10 chapter easily, which means I'm hyped. How's your day going, Dak? It's going very well today. I got a really good night's sleep. I slept maybe too long, but that's okay because I've been having some insomnia lately, so got a lot of sleep. Kind of just waited around all day. I was getting like random chores done waiting for the chapter, so it's going well. It's been productive. Fire Red came out on the Switch 2, which I know that obviously came out like 20 years ago, but they just released it on the Switch 2, so I started playing it. I just caught Zapdos earlier, so making some good progress there. So thank you, Quanadin, appreciate you. Cloud Lizard with the $2. Peak Piece Elbaf deserves its own scale now. I kind of agree. I think Growth Stonks also, messages a lot and says how Elbaf is surpassing Wano and some of the other arcs, which I tend to agree with. We're still in the middle of Elbaf, so we'll see how it finishes out. But so far, Elbaf's like in a league of its own for me, so I completely agree with you. It's been amazing so far. 25th Slayer with the $2 said 10 out of 10. Liked each stream. We got 2 messages already saying 10 out of 10, so I'm looking forward to this very much. And yes, please like the stream if you haven't already. Kush Daddy with the $5 super chat. This is the toughest question of the day. Kush says, Phil Collins in the air tonight, or you'll be in my heart. So Phil Collins has some bangers. I'm just going to be real with you. Phil Collins has some big time bangers, but in the air tonight is probably like the most classic, definitely the most classic Phil Collins song is what I meant to say. But even in general, I can't remember what show it was, but there was some show growing up where they brought up In the Air Tonight, and I can't remember what it was, but it was like a funny joke, and so that one is like larger than life for me. Like I know I do like the song itself, but even beyond that, it's important. So I'm definitely going that one for sure. But Phil Collins is the GOAT. Lol Sauce, member for 37 months. Lol Sauce, it's so nice to see you. You said, "Yo, been a bit." It has. I know we've messaged a couple times, but this is the first time I think I've seen you in the chat for a little bit, so Lol Sauce, appreciate you. Hope you're able to stick around for the rest of this reaction. And then, let's see, where we at? Already shouted out Gigi. And Dex, you said Insomnia Gang, rise up. Man, it's been bad lately. It's winter time's always tough because it's like dark, at least like half the day, pretty much here in Ohio, at least. John Stoops with the $5. You said, God, I wish I wasn't working. This one is peak. Good reading, Dak. Like the stream. John Stoops, seriously, I appreciate you so much for taking even a little bit of time away from work to come super chat that. That must mean that this chapter is super peak, which, I know a couple other people have already said 10 out of 10. Elbaf's great. Not a surprise, but John Stoops, seriously, thank you so much. Hope you get to stick around at least a little bit, or at least you can watch the VOD. But John, I appreciate you very much, man. I hope you're having a good day at work also. I hope that it is not too stressful for you. But hopefully this chapter, even if it is stressful, hopefully this chapter distracted you a little bit from the day, you know? I know when I was working at Chipotle, and I think all of my employees, at least when I was GM, can speak to this. When I was GM at Chipotle, every day was like One Piece discussion. Like every single day, made the day go by faster. Some of the employees were only like halfway caught up, so we had to like not spoil them. So definitely hope that helps. Hopefully the new chapter helps. Mr. Bushido with the €5. You said 6 out of 10 chapter. I wonder, did something happen that's against an agenda? I mean, I can't imagine Carrot had anything to do with this chapter, but we'll see. You said, remember, second global popularity poll is out. Vote Carrot. We got her to 8th place in the first poll. Let's aim higher. Yeah, Carrot's like the biggest outlier in terms of like finishing higher than they probably should have. But that was like the peak of Carrot's hype back in the first poll. So I don't know. I don't know where Carrot's going to finish this time. I can't imagine Carrot finishing any higher, especially with Carrot kind of being out of sight, out of mind. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure she'll still be on the top 100 somewhere. But thank you, Mr. Bushido. You all need to vote Laboon is the real answer, because Laboon did not make it in the top 100 last time, which we can't be doing that. That is sacrilegious. The only thing that's more sacrilegious than Laboon not making it in the top 100 is Kuma finishing 98th, which that is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. I don't know how, I mean, I know we didn't have the flashback yet, but like even up to that point, he saved the Straw Hats at Sabaody. He showed up at Thriller Bark and nothing happened because of him, right? He saved the Sunny, or protected the Sunny, for 2 years, so he deserved better than 98th even back then. So all right, well, let me call the dogs in one more time and shut the door, because now they're both camping by the window, huffing, getting ready to bark. Hey guys, come here. Come. Ralph, you gotta come in here. Come on, buddy. Yeah, I know. Well, I'll let you back out later. We were just out. Like, once I saw the chapter released, I went out with my dogs, because I was like, okay, they're gonna have to sit in the room for a couple hours, and so hopefully we can calm them down. But no, I think it had the reverse effect. Now they want to go back out. GG's Boxcar with the $5 super chat. Vote for Laboon, Lilith, and Gunko. I pushed the agendas. Those are 3 good agendas. Those are 3 very good agendas. I'm not gonna be against any of those for sure. Those 3, I need to see all 3 of those in the top 100, and I'm expecting them, because even though Laboon didn't make it last time, we have the live action coming out next week. And Laboon is obviously in the live action. I actually should have brought my Laboon plush, because I was at Target the other day and I saw that they had the live action plushies out, and there was a Laboon plush. There was only 2, and there was a million of the other ones, which is telling me that Laboon is already very popular. But I did pick one up. They're $10, the best $10 I've spent in a long time. All right, last super chat, and then we're actually going to get into the chapter this time. So if you super chat anything after this, I will get back to it right whenever I finish reacting to the chapter. But Mr. Bushido with the €2, you said, vote Mink Carrot, not False Carrot from Usopp crew. Nah, you know, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. If you're going to vote for Carrot, you got to vote from the one from the Usopp Pirates. I forget what his real name is, but I think if you just type in Carrot on the popularity poll, I believe he'll pop up. So thank you for reminding me, Bushido. That's definitely who Bushido meant earlier, is Carrot from Usopp crew. So thank you. Thank you for reminding me, Bushido. I appreciate you. And good vibes. Glad to see you here. You said Magellan needs to be top 20. Magellan should definitely be in the top 100. I don't know where he finished last time, but... All right, guys. Now we're getting into the chapter. Thank you all for all your donations. Like I said, we'll get into the rest of them if there are more after. But first, looks like we got the... Is this the cover of Shonen Jump with just One Piece characters everywhere? It says Weekly Jump in the top right, or is this a color page? I'm a little this one is... Is this the cover? I'm not even sure. One of these is the cover. It's the first one, right? It should be the first one. So we got the whole Straw Hat crew here with the Sunny in the back. I just love this. I could get a poster of this, whatever this is. We got the crew walking on a bunch of treasure. which reminds me a lot of like that image of Luffy in the Pirate King pose. Do I have the card? I don't. They're all downstairs. I have a bunch of cards of that art, but like where he's like sitting like on a throne with some treasure around him and stuff. It reminds me of that a little bit, but now it's the whole crew, obviously. I mean, he doesn't have the hat on or anything either, the Pirate King thing, but it just reminds me of that vibe a little bit with all the treasure, so that's cool. Yeah, I mean, this is just some good art. Like I said, I could get a poster of this. Jinbe on top of the Sunny is very cool. I don't know, I just like it. I don't know what else to say. Dexter in the chat, you said it's a poster. Okay, so got it. So it's not the cover, it comes with the edition of it. Well, look at that. Look, I was saying I want a poster of it, and it's already a poster. Well, look at that. Look at that. That's some serendipitous future sight right there. Well, I might have to cop me one of those. They're probably on eBay somewhere. I might have to. And then is this just some like a color page? I take it because this feels like it could also be the cover, but I can't imagine it is. This is awesome though with the live action. Into the Grand Line, we got you know, the main five there. I like that the poster is like kind of like a redo of this, right? It's like two posters. So okay, I'm about to say, because it looks like the same thing, except like, you know, with the live action crew, and obviously minus a few members, you know, so it's different in that aspect, but it's cool because you can see all the treasure in the back, and this one has the Mary, and the other one has the Sunny, so it's almost like a little bit of like a pre-time skip, post-time skip thing, a little bit, but obviously it's like manga and live action as well, so I'm gonna need both those posters. I'm gonna need both of them. I'm gonna have to get on eBay after this. All right, now we're into the actual chapter, the real meat and potatoes of the situation. Loki's Thrudheim roars out. Ow, that's... it's one hell of a party over there, huh? So there's Frankie. I feel like we were all wondering where Frankie was after the last chapter, so that is it's a good sign. What are you doing, Lilith? Isn't Vegapunk in that box? It's a good thing I unloaded it near the school. These are Omni Drain Converters, ODCs for short. Omni Drain Converters. I'm fairly certain hover tech should be feasible on Elbaf. Huh? Come again? Because, before I read this, is this tying to how the Vega Force could only fly if it was in a certain proximity of Elbaf or something like that? Don't you feel it? Over here, back there? This place is teeming with energy. It's all around us. Have you never tried harnessing anything stronger than cola to power yourself? Yo, this is a big chapter for Frankie. This is a big chapter. I feel like this is... This could be big time. Huh? And now, are we moving away from Frankie? Oh my gosh, wow. We just got one page of Frankie hype. Maybe we'll get back to it. Maybe we'll get back to it. But that... Lilith telling Frankie straight up, like, haven't you considered using another power source? That's, oh man, I need to know where that's going. I need to know. Whoa, the flames have grown so much. This is a nightmare. The world really might be ending today. Did you see that thing? That dragon's so big it even dwarfs Kaido. Now we're bringing up Kaido directly. Because Loki and Kaido have had all these parallels already. Now Loki confirmed has a dragon fruit, but he's a Western dragon compared to Kaido's Eastern dragon, all sorts of stuff. Then again, wasn't Luffy on its back? Does that mean it's on our side? That dummy's always pulling some reckless stunt. You ready, Zeus? Yep, I'm good to go. Let's hurry. This will still be tricky, but at least we don't have to worry about the kids anymore. Saul. Alright, Saul, still kicking. If he didn't die from the ice time capsule, he's in the clear from this. Sorry, I got no business lying around here at a time like this. Are you okay? Here we go. Come on, Zeus. This is urgent. What are they about to do? Whoa. Oh, wow. We've got to put out the fires at the school and library. So that's what Nami and Zeus are doing. You know, because we always think about, like, lightning with Zeus, but, like, Nami's whole thing is, like, all sorts of weather type stuff, right? I mean, even before she got Zeus, remember back with like Cracker, she was making it rain, and that was a big part of why Luffy was able to win, right? So I think this is good for her to kind of. It's always lightning, but we don't always have to make it lightning, you know. Let me get some water real quick. Leave it to me, Nami. I saved up plenty of water like you asked. That's our perfect Nami-san. She's ready for anything. There's Sanji down there. So it's interesting that he saved up plenty of water. Is that just like is it like a Raizo thing? Where remember when Raizo like captured all the water from Zunisha and then used it later? Like, did he like go into the ocean and capture it, or like capture raindrops? Or is he just saying like he just hasn't like released any rainwater in a long time because he's like passively creating it like a normal cloud or something? I don't know. Pouring rain tempo. Please let this work. Nami, Zeus, of course Robin is you know, concerned about this compared to everybody else, which makes a lot of sense. Because she obviously has experienced this before at Ohara, so. Is that rain? Go away. Hey, this wasn't part of the deal. Who said you could put out the fire? A monster. Watch out, Zeus. Huh? Our terms were clear. You were meant to forsake all this world history crap. And then did Zeus just get chomped on by I think this is the Jormungandr, right? Like the nightmare version of it, I think. Zeus, is that a snake? No, it's a lindworm. Okay, so it's not the Jormungandr. A lindworm. Zeus, he was our last hope to put out these flames. Who is that guy? He must be one of the 3 quote-unquote demons. The ODCs are engaging. All right, we going back to Frankie? This is what I was waiting on. Thermal energy absorption. So what, is it just flying around? It's just gathering energy? Is that... Thermal energy absorption. And then I see it like... Looks like it's sucking up like fire or something, but is that just supposed to be like energy? Or, well, actually, it's down in the bottom, right? It looks like it just went down into the realm of the dead. So is it taking in the cold? Crackle, crackle. Yeah, is it pulling in the cold? Because it is, that's a thermal energy absorption. So is it, I don't know. Oh, okay, so it's just taking the fire and stuff? So wait, what is that thing? So we can see that Killingham is very worried about this. And now everything froze. So it was just taking out he was pulling out all the heat from the area, so it froze it. So now it made the realm of the sun almost like the realm of the dead. I mean, maybe not the whole thing, but at least this area. Huh. Okay. Huh. So it's like an air conditioner, but like a crazy one, because the way that air conditioners really work, well, not that I'm an expert, but from what I understand, the way that they work is like it's actually pulling the hot air out. It's not necessarily that it's flooding the room with cold air, it's kicking the hot air out, which is why, like, you know, if you have like a window air conditioner unit, the back of it's really, really hot is because it's kicking, well, I mean, and maybe the sun's hitting it, but it's kicking out the hot air is the point. And that's how you can cool the room down easier than just flooding it with cold air. And so it's also the same reason why, like, if it's really hot in your room and you have like a box fan, you want to point it out of your window, right? Because it pushes the hot air out of the room, if I remember correctly. So it's almost the same thing where it's just sucking up all the warm air from the area, and so that it makes it cold. Huh. Okay. That's so random. I mean, it makes sense for Vegapunk, though, because he wanted to change the weather back in Karakuri. So it would make sense that he would have something like this, but this is so weird. So the flames are out. What the? Everything's frozen? What happened? Seems like they did it. The fires in the school and library have all been extinguished. Even calamities are ultimately just clumps of energy. Is Lilith putting that into like a cola bottle? Frankie, take this for a whirl. What is about to happen, bro? What? Hold on. Hold up. This bottle looks like it's gonna burst. Yup. I call it Super Vega Cola. Yo, this is hype, guys. This is hype. I've been waiting for Frankie to do something ever since Egghead, and this is the kind of stuff that I think a lot of us were looking for. This is so random to me. I'm like, I love it though. This was not anything that I was expecting from this chapter, and I'm absolutely loving it. Super Vega Cola. Your internal structure is truly magnificently designed. You're at least on par with the Pacifista. But I was shocked to learn you managed to run yourself on plain old cola. Listen good now. Your fuel is your passion. I got a lot to say about that. Listen good now. Your fuel is your passion. When you use this stuff, your power will explode. Also, I try not to look at the chat during this, but I couldn't help myself. Moist Stoice, I saw you said, Usopp ain't getting a damn thing this arc. Yeah, it's not looking good for Usopp. I mean, I'm sure Oda's got plans, right? By the end of the arc, Usopp, I'm sure is going to be something amazing that happens. But man, like now it feels like everybody's getting shine except for him, which I think is intentional, to be honest. But it is, now that Frankie has a clear upgrade path here. And also, just before we move on, got a couple things I got to say. First off, the simple fact that this cola is made from this disc thing that just sucked up all the heat from Elbaf, or the energy they're calling it, which like heat is energy, but whatever, however you want to break it down. That is that's just like a really weird way to make cola. But that now that it's going over to Frankie and it's the Super Vega Cola. And like, did this thing always make cola? And like, so I'm wondering what the story is there. Like, why did Vegapunk design this thing to create cola out of it? Or is it not necessarily like normal cola is just energy, but they're just calling it that? I don't know. But the other thing I want to mention before we move on, because I love this line here, where Lilith says, listen good now, your fuel is your passion. And I think that's so interesting because we know that Frankie already adapts to whatever fuel he's using. Like, remember in Enies Lobby when Chopper was giving him, like, vegetable juice and tea and whatever, and or maybe tea was in the time skip? I can't remember. But either way, we know that whenever Frankie gets different drinks put in him, he, like, completely changes his personality to match it, right? So whenever they say your fuel is your passion, I think you can look at that very literally for Frankie, because we already know that, like, his passion or his personality or what drives him or whatever kind of depends on his fuel, right? Because like he's way more chill when he has the tea, or he's just like way different whenever he has the vegetable juice and stuff. So I think like that's just a cool little callback, because it is true. And like even for outside of like robots and stuff, it's kind of true where like even for humans, like for you almost want to read it in reverse. Your passion is your fuel, because like, you know, whatever motivates you, that drives you to go do your day-to-day stuff to get those motivations done and whatever you care about. And I feel like that's just a cool little aside there that like Oda's kind of throwing in. Are we gonna see it this chapter? I don't know, because now we're bouncing back. I don't know if we're gonna see Frankie ball out or not. When it's so dark. Is this Zeus? Oh, that's right, because he got eaten by what's it called? What's it called again? Lindworm? Lindworm. Nami, save me! Zeus, I'm coming. Saul, can you make it to the library? Of course I can. Robin, you must be worried sick. All that history was left to us by O'Hara. Devour the library, Dream Demon. Don't give them the faintest glimmer of hope. A new world can only be born by severing things like history. I hate this guy too. Oh, wait, he's putting the mask on. Okay, at least it looks that way. He has it like right in front of his face. Or is that just an amplifier? Is that like a microphone? Is that what he's using it as? I don't know. It looks like he's about to put it on his face, but it looks like, I guess he is yelling into it. What was there was something here that I was going to point out. Oh, this feels like the same thing as Summers with the kids with the ship. Remember how like a couple chapters ago they had that set up where like basically they crashed into the ship and now, and Summers was like real worried about it and stuff. It feels like a similar thing, right? Where like Killingham's going to mess up here in some way where it ruins their plan, I feel like, because that's pretty much what happened with Summers. Nami, leave Zeus to me. He'll cough him right up after a strike from my fist. Leave Zeus to me. So what, Jinbei's about to go save the day here? I didn't mean to do this, but I did see what looks like Frankie's fist at the bottom. So I'm at the bottom of this page, so I'm hoping we get to see Frankie ball out here. Whoa, is that a fish man? They really are the most repulsive race in the world. If anyone's going to gag, it'll be me. Good thing I brought my mask. So it is very similar to Summers. It's because now Oda's also giving us like some one-on-one time to learn why we should hate this celestial dragon. Like we're gonna hate all of them for similar reasons, but it feels like this one is like now Oda's like giving us specific reasons, right? And also it's interesting that he's saying this about a fishman because like I know I was saying this and I know I wasn't the only one who was pointing out that like maybe Killingham could be related to Dellinger because they both have like sharp teeth, and I mean we don't have a whole lot else to go off of, I suppose. And Dellinger's part fishman, but I mean if he's saying that, maybe he's not. It'd be kind of weird if he's saying it. It'd be very weird, very out of pocket if he's saying that when he is one, but that elitist attitude and gross ideology. It's typical for a celestial dragon. You really must be out of touch if you even don't recognize a former warlord like Jinbei. That's true. Now, how you're gonna pay for insulting a member of our crew? How about I kick a hole in that precious mask of yours? I love that. Now we got Frankie. We got a super, and he's flying up into the sky. My jumping power is unreal. All my muscles are raring to go. With this boost, any monster that crosses me is going to be crying for mercy after just one hit. Super strong Fishman Karate secret technique. Ifrit Jinbei. We got all three of the boys teaming up here. And this reminds me a lot of like Emu, the Emu panel from God Valley. Dexter. Wait, Dex, you're in the chat. Wait, Dexter got a shout out from Oda? Dex, congratulations, brother. Congratulations. That's a hell of an accomplishment right there. That's big time, Dex. I saw in the top right it said Dexter is Latin for something, and I was like, translators note Dexter. Did they like what? Wait, what's going on? Yo, and I don't know. The first thing, so it said is Latin for right. Kanji choice also reflects this. I was hoping that this would be like Dexter's Lab, all right, because Dexter's Lab is one of my all-time favorite cartoons from when I was growing up, for sure. And so I was hoping that would be it. Not that Oda's even aware of Dexter's Lab. I mean, maybe he is, but that was the first thing that crossed my mind. Like, we getting the Cartoon Network shout out. But yo, hey, either way, Dex in the chat. That's big time, man. That's big time. Congratulations. I see it, yeah. Oh, Steve Irwin, yeah, you like Dexter's Lab too? Yeah, man. Dexter's Lab was peak, for sure. He did write it out as Dexter in katakana, So maybe he's a fan of it. Hey, okay, maybe he is. Because Dexter is like a boy genius. You know what I mean? Like, he fits into the Frankie and Vegapunk thing. So whenever I first thought of it, I was like, well, that kind of makes sense. But then I thought, I don't know if Oda's watching like American cartoons. Like, Dexter's Lab's probably big for a lot of us, but it's not like big enough. You know, it never got like global acclaim, I don't feel like. So I doubt Oda knows it, but that'd be awesome if it was. I love that show. I can't believe Dex got a shout out from Oda. That's crazy stuff, man. That's crazy. So Frankie's attack was super strong Dexter instead of right. And then Jinbe was Fishman, Karate, Secret Technique, Vagabond Drill. We've seen that one before. And then Ifrit Janbe Konkase. Is that how you say that? It looks like he did cook him. It looks like this is round 2 of like Sai and Leo against Charlos, right? It's like the same thing. Like, even to the point that like Sanji's kicking him because like the drill dragon nail was part of what you know did that to Charlos. So that's a cool little callback there. I like this combo attack though. It does feel a lot like the Emu one from God Valley though. Feels a lot like that. West Village, demonic giant warrior pirates. Right. So what's going on with these guys? Because we kind of skipped over this, I feel like. Remember, like, Dory and Brogy attacked each other, and then we sort of dipped away. So demonic giant warrior pirates versus the warriors of West Village. So Dory and Brogy versus Stanson, Haradine, Jarl, and Zoro. Crack. With their regeneration, we could keep cutting them down over and over for eternity. And every one of them is a familiar face. Just seeing them get hurt pains us too. What the hell can we do to stop this? Now we see Dory and Brogy are like in pain or something. Looks like they're yelling out. Captain Dory, Captain Brogy. Oh, wait, they're coming to a little bit. Dory, are you still in there? I'm barely hanging on, Brogy. Zoro's listening in. This reminds me of Rox a little bit from God Valley as well, because he kind of talked back. It's different though, because Rox was talking back like initially. Now these guys are fighting back a little bit later, but we are in utter disgrace. How could we ever allow such mindless insults against an esteemed elder like Jarl to cross our lips? Taking his head would stain our honor for generations. Right, it never should have come to this. We're in agreement then. Of course we are. Farewell, partner. We'll never yield to these demons. A whole century of duels. We had a grand time of it together, didn't we? We are warriors of Elbaf. Oh, bro. This chapter is a 10 out of 10. I don't know if they're actually going to die from this because they can regenerate, but wow. What a shocking panel. Again, I don't know if this is actually gonna do anything, but this is like that warrior pride on display, man. This is like they are messing around. There's nothing left for us but to die with pride. Wow, man. It's crazy we got this panel now because it's gonna make the live action hit different, whenever we get to Little Garden. Chiefs, thud, thud. Is that their heads hitting the damn ground? Dory, Brogy. Captain Dory, Captain Brogy. Why did they do that? Turn. And it looks like they are flipping back. It looks like in the ground, like the Domi Reversi circle things. What? You're both back to normal? Their heads are even back in place. Then that means... So they're not dead. So I wonder... Here, I'll reflect on this in a second, because I feel like, yeah, this is about to be the last page. So I'm going to reflect on that in a second. Awesome sequence. I'm glad they're not dead, but awesome sequence there. Death breaks the demonic curse. Death breaks the demonic curse. Our gruesome corpses weren't a pretty sight for you all, but it seems your body returns to working shape the moment you're flipped back. Now, is Brogy's arm fixed? Because we can't see it because the shield's blocking it. Because remember how, like, part of his arm was missing from Emu? I'm very curious if that's back. Because, I mean, the fact... Wait, can we see it over here? It looks like... It doesn't look like it did. Because if you look, whenever they flip up, you can see his arm, and it looks like that arm is still missing. But down here, he's holding a shield, and so I wonder if his arm is, like, floating like last time. Because, like, whenever he got turned... Like, the part that got shot off was missing, but the hand was just kind of floating there, still working. So I'm very curious about that. There's no need to hold back. Now we know. We just need to land fatal blows, and they'll be restored. That means lopping off their heads will work. We can even gouge their hearts out. But that's totally out of the question. I mean, they're our friends, right? The warriors square up. And this is a pretty badass panel here with Stanson. That is Stanson, right? I think they said it earlier. Stanson, Brogy, Harudin, and Dory here with Zoro in the front. Feels like it should be Usopp. You know what I mean? Look, like I said earlier, Oda's got something in store for Usopp, but like this is the kind of thing you would expect Usopp to be doing. But hey, it is what it is. It's very cool though. Like this. Zoro looks badass in front of all the giants for sure. Huh? Hey, get all the kids back home. They shouldn't be here. I kind of feel bad. Yeah, this is really breaking my heart. Mine bleeds for them. Honestly, my chest aches too. We're all very reluctant, but you guys better brace yourselves. Chapter end. Break next week. Phenomenal chapter, guys. I'm giving this a 10. Giving this a surefire 10. The Frankie stuff, I love that. That's a big W. The random Vegapunk tech, super cool, super random, but I like it because it led to the cola, which is still kind of confusing, but I like it anyways. I like the combo attack. The combo attack was cool. The Dexter, major points for Dexter. That's a big W for my boy Dex in the chat for sure. And then this part at the end I think is very intriguing, so I do want to talk about this just a little bit real quick. I know I have a bunch of super chats. We'll definitely get to those in a second. Thank you all very, very much. But I think there's like I'm a little concerned about the ending here because so, like, the idea is obviously, well, if you kill them or do enough damage to where they would die typically, then you fix them. But I'm a little worried that like, maybe it's not that simple. You know, like I wonder if that's going to come back to bite them in some way where, like, they'll do that thinking that it's going to free somebody, but then they actually die, right? And then they have to kind of, you know, reflect on that. Like, they didn't mean to, but, you know, but... Like, he was trying to kill him, but because he thought it would save him, and then if it doesn't. And I also think, in general, like... There's been some attacks... Well, I guess it hasn't been on Domi Reversi I'm thinking of. I'm trying to think if we've seen any other attacks that, like, should have maybe killed somebody on a Domi Reversi guy, but like, we didn't see him flip back. Like, you think back to Rocks, for example. Is the reason that fight ended because he technically would have died from Roger and Garp's attack? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like this is a very dangerous game to play for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I can just see a world where it doesn't always work and somebody will die permanently. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I do love where this is kind of going now, though, where like this set of giants are about to fight like this giant army, and they get to go all out, knowing like we're actually saving them by going all out. So don't hold back. Like, I love that. But like I said, I feel like there's gonna be at least one person that this doesn't work on, and they kill him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it would be, like who it would be or what the situation would be, but like maybe Emu will flip them back at the last second before an attack lands, so like the real them takes it, so they die, and I don't know. I can see this backfiring eventually, but in the near term, this is going to be so awesome, just to see all these boys going all out. We're probably going to see some more Hakoku sovereignty or Ikoku sovereignty. I forget. I always get Big Moms and theirs mixed up, but the combo attack. 10 out of 10 chapter. 10 out of 10 for sure. I love when we just get, I mean, like the plot developing is always exciting because Elbaf is so awesome, but the random stuff is really what is pushing us over the edge. The what they call it again? The ODC. Yeah, the ODC. And actually, one other thing I want to comment on, then I'm definitely going to get to the super chats, is at the very beginning, when Lilith is like, there's energy everywhere, can't you feel it? That reminds me a lot of Vegapunk's dream, because he said that there was energy everywhere and he was trying to find ways to like harness it, right? And so I just wonder where that's going. Like, why, like, how can Lilith feel all this energy, and what does that mean? Like, why is Elbaf special to have that energy, especially based off what we saw, because it looked like it just kind of sucked the heat up from the atmosphere, or like, you know, from the area, the whatever you want to call it. And so if all it did was like suck up the heat from the island, well, there's a lot of islands that are warm, you know what I mean, that you could take it from. So why is Elbaf special in that way? I don't know. I feel like that's definitely going to lead somewhere. I don't know if it has something to do with the Atom Tree, which I feel like could be it. I don't know. Either way, it is this is a great chapter. 10 out of 10. Easy 10. Easy 10. Elia, I saw you said the super dial. I don't know if it was you, but I think I saw somebody else bringing that up too, that this might be like an improved dial sort of thing. It could be. It could definitely be at least what Oda's going for. Like, again, I feel like it's just so weird that it's just sucking the heat up. And I wonder if, you know, if we were to take this to the extreme, and like if the idea is like you can suck up, you know, warmth to use for energy, and that's what they're talking about. Well, if you used all that energy, then everywhere would just be completely frozen, which like isn't good. So I wonder if that's also part of this. Like, there's a balance between using this energy and not, because if you did use it, then the world kind of suffers from it. Like, going back to the mural, whenever they talked about the forbidden sun that was inside the earth, if it's any type of sun, it's definitely going to be really warm, right? So if we're basing it off of this, you could probably use that energy because it's probably really hot. But if you were to use all of it, then like the core of the planet would be cold, and then I'm guessing the whole planet would freeze eventually, and I don't know, some bad stuff would happen. I don't really know, you know, geologically what that would mean, but I wonder if that's sort of where this could go from like a macro perspective, right? Like what if the ancient kingdom back in the day was trying to use all that heat energy from the planet, and that would have frozen it and ruined it, and that's why Emu jumped in and stopped them. Something like that, right? I don't know, but I feel like that is it's just such a weird new thing. I just love it. I love it. Ilya, you said it was Willow Dreams who made the connection between ODCs and dials. Well, shout out Willow Dreams, because I do think that's, like, I don't know if Vegapunk based these off of them or anything, you know what I'm saying? But I do think that's what Oda's going for. I think that, like, think that would make sense. We haven't really seen anything, like, we haven't seen the dials much in general, I feel like, since Skypiea. I mean, like, they're in Usopp's weapon and stuff, so we have seen them, but not that often. So if Oda brought back, like, a new and improved one, I think that would make a lot of sense. All right. Gonna go ahead and get into the Super Chats now, so, and thanks in advance for all the donations. There's a couple scrolls here on the thing here on Streamlabs, so it might take me a minute, but thank you all in advance. Seriously, appreciate you, as always. Bushido, I saw those. Oh, wait. This one. You super chatted $5 right as we were starting, and you brought up the SBS, which I'm really glad you brought that up. So if you guys didn't hear, there was a new SBS recently. I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but this was probably one of the most, like, information-packed SBSs we've ever had. And there's been a lot of them lately. Oda's really been packing them, but this one, very similar, maybe even more so in terms of just being filled with, like, some cool stuff. We got some, there was some mentioned by Shiki, which Bushido mentioned here. He said the SBS was pretty good. Thoughts on Moria not being a real Kozuki, which I'll talk about in a second. But then he also said Shiki getting yet another shout out by Oda. Yeah, we learned that Shiki is from the Yano kingdom, or Yano country. Not Wano, but Yano. It's like just one letter off. Because he's always kind of wore like Wano attire, so I don't know what the connection really is. He's had like these robe things on, right? But now he's from Yano, which is very similar, but not the same. And he's also 70-something, so he was born before the samurai left to found Shimotsuki Village. So if there is a connection between Shiki and Wano, who knows what it is at this point. But Bushido also brought up Moria, because we learned that Moria wasn't a real Kozuki. He's basically like an honorary one. If I remember correctly, it's because he like washed up on shore one day, right, in Wano, and then he... is it because he tried to fight Kaido that they just gave him that nickname? I can't remember, but I'm gonna go look it up real quick. But I know, yeah, but he's just an honorary Kozuki, though, because of his bravery or whatever. Let me find the exact thing. Yeah, so he fought Kaido. Once his whole crew was killed, he developed the personality we see now, where he, depends on others, and forget how he worded it to Luffy, but he said, like, your whole crew's gonna die, like, they, don't get attached to him, whatever. And then he also got Shusui and Ryuma. So when Moria was a young boy, he drifted ashore to Wano. Ringo took him in, and they cherished him, so they gave him the name Kozuki in honor of his strength. And then Moria, who had already set out to sea before he fought Kaido, so he landed ashore at Wano, lived there for a while, then left to become a pirate, but then came back to fight Kaido to save the people of Wano, because he actually cared about them. But then he was defeated, and so he left without saying anything, so they thought he died, and that's why they gave him a grave, because they assumed he died, but he actually just left in secret. So, in general, I think it's cool. I think it's, like, I don't know. It's pretty much what I expected, to be honest. Like, there's nothing crazy about it. That's, like, right in line with what I think a lot of people expected. So, I don't know. The one thing I'm still waiting on, I will say, is there a connection between Moria and Black Maria? Because... like, Moria and Maria are just, like, one letter off. Depending if you put, like, the H at the end of Moria's name. I think canonically it's not, but Moria is just one letter away from Maria. And she's also from Wano, and so I've always thought there should be some connection, but we'll see. We will see. We'll see. I actually thought the Shiki stuff was even more interesting, to be honest. Let's see. David Cott with the €2. You said Frankie getting a power-up in Elbaf before Usopp. It's got to be because Oda's got such a massive plan for Usopp that he needs to get everything out of the way first, right? It's the only way that this will happen without feeling like something's wrong, right? Because, like, for right now, it's one thing to leave Usopp kind of, in the dust and not really focus on him, because I think we're banking on something happening later. But if we actually end the arc and Usopp doesn't do something extravagant and all the other Straw Hats got all these power-ups and cool moments, that's not going to be good. So I'm hoping that Oda's just lulling us to sleep. You know what I mean? He's playing a little lullaby right now. He doesn't want us thinking about Usopp, and then bam, he's gonna hit us. At least, if he's not doing that, I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Usopp will be so far in the mud, we won't even be able to save him if he doesn't get some love soon. Knack Talk, my guy, member for 20 months, bro. I appreciate you. I just sent your stuff out yesterday, by the way, so hopefully you'll get that in like a week. You said, haven't read it yet, I'll be right back. And then you came back and you super chatted Canadian $5 and said, like the stream. Oh, please, I'll be back. Haven't read the chapter yet. Well, Knack, I don't know if you're back quite yet. Let's see. Did you super chat anything else yet? No. Well, hopefully you're enjoying it if you're still reading it right now, Knack. I appreciate you very much. Let's see. 25th Slayer with the $2. Give Frankie some sake from God Valley. Ooh, hey. I like that, because if you guys remember, Shanks, when he was talking to Whitebeard, said that the best sake he ever had is from his hometown, which we now know his hometown is God Valley. That's also in the West Blue. Brooks from the West Blue, all that kind of stuff. So if we can give Frankie some of that high-quality sake, I want to know what would happen. And I think I talked about this last stream, or we talked about it. I don't know if it was last stream, but one of the last few streams we talked about it. Where, like, what if the ultimate power source is some kind of sake thing? Because, well, you know, obviously Frankie runs on cola, but also, like, alcoholic drinks can burn, and so I don't know if there's, like, some tie there. But I do want to see Frankie try some sake, like some important sake, you know. Not some, like... Not like the cheap stuff, you know. Not the cheap stuff. We gotta get the high quality. Knack Talk gifted 5 memberships. Good timing. We were just talking about you, brother. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships. W's in the chat for my boy Knack. Knack, I hope you got to read the chapter finally. This was a banger. This was, in fact, a certified banger, I would say. And I don't know if you saw it or you heard me, because you were I don't know if you were still reading or not, but I sent your stuff out yesterday, so hopefully you get that very soon. But thank you, brother. Something else I just noticed in this chapter when I was scrolling around, I don't think I commented on it, but it's so cute, is Bonnie on top of Frankie's head, and she's just kind of like chilling, and like whenever Frankie like tilts his head over, like she's also tilting with him, and that's just so cute, man. Such like a random little connection, but so cute. And actually, if you wanted to read into it a little bit more, like in the middle of this kind of discussion, or I think it was actually after this discussion, right? Yeah, it was actually after this, but you know, in this chapter, Lilith talks to Frankie about being like as good as the Pacifista or something to that effect, right? And obviously the Pacifista are based off of Kuma, and so Bonnie's now hanging out with Frankie, who is being compared to the Pacifista, which I think is just, you know, I guess by the transitive property, he's being compared to Kuma, so it kind of makes sense that they're connected. I think that's just very cute. Very cute. Very, very cute. Let's see, where are we at now? Mr. Bushido with the €5. Killingham proves that Emu needs some new knights. I say what happened in the Holy Land will also add to it, and Emu will hold a contest to find new knights. I agree that there has to be at least one new knight. In my video on like the Holy Land, I talked about how Blackbeard will probably end up as a knight because of that. And I mean, I can give you guys the details if you hadn't heard that before, but basically, you know, he became a warlord pre-time skip, so now I feel like him becoming a God's Knight and tapping into some of these abyss powers and stuff, that just, I don't know, it feels like a good place for him right now. But even outside of that, because like Garling just got promoted to becoming a Gorosei, so we know for a fact that there's one opening right now. And actually Loki was offered to join earlier, which I think proves that there's an opening. I think it's Garling's, because that happened right before they showed up to ask Loki, so that was probably connected. Like, you know, Garling got promoted, Emu's like, hey, because of this, now there's another mark, we got to find somebody. So there's at least one opening, and I think it's going to be Blackbeard. But beyond that, I could definitely see like Summers dying this arc, whether that's from Emu or somebody else. Killingham too, probably. And so maybe there'll be multiple. And I think that would be really fun, right? I think just for like to make the story more interesting, adding more knights sounds like a really cool kind of plot line. So yeah, I'm on board. I don't know how many, but I do think that'll become a plot point for sure. Also, I just looked over, and Knack, I know I shouted out 5 of your gifted memberships, but I see 2 sets of 5. I don't know if it just doubled up. Did you gift 5 other ones that I missed? I'm trying to figure it out, but I see you on here twice, so thank you again. I don't know if it was twice or not. I wish Streamlabs would just tell me, but they don't want to do that. But I did also see Bean Boy gifted 5 memberships. Bean Boy, my guy, appreciate you. We already had some W's in the chat, but you know, if you guys want to put some more W's, I would not be opposed. But thank you, Bean Boy. I always try to shout those out as soon as I see them, because like I said, they don't show up in Streamlabs, and that always throws me off. But thank you very much, both of you. Seriously, appreciate you. And also all those new members. We got, was that 15 or so, or 20 if you count GG's from earlier. Which, just thank you for your generosity. But also, all you members who just joined, in the next, probably like in a week from now, I'm gonna post about the next TCG giveaway. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, everyone who just got a membership, keep your eye on the community tab, and you might be able to, or you will be able to enter to win some free cards. I already got my pre-orders for OP15. OP15's got the manga NL and the manga Kobe, the most random combination of 2 characters I've ever seen in my entire life, but they're both in there. And so we're gonna have a good time. I already got the pre-orders, so we'll be opening up a few boxes of that for sure. But thank you, everybody. Seriously. RQ, member for 16 months. Sanji praising Jinbe is a callback to Fishman Island. Oh, do you mean, are you referring to like when like Nami was talking to Jinbe about kind of their past and stuff, and Sanji was like sort of judging him in that moment? Is that what you're talking about? I'm trying to remember if there's another one that that it would tie to, but I think that's the one you're talking about, right? Because like it's kind of similar where he's like, how are you going to pay for insulting a member of our crew? It's because I think Sanji said something like, what are we going to do when you hurt a member of our crew because of Nami, even though Jinbe didn't do it directly? Is that what you're talking about? If so, that's a great call out. RQ, you said yes. That's great. That is definitely what it is. Oh, dude. Oh, I love that. I don't know if you would necessarily call it like character growth, but it's definitely like relationship growth, right? But like between different Straw Hats and stuff. Oh, I love that. That's so cool, man. That's so cool. That is so cool. GG also with the 5 gifted memberships. GG right now is farming the karma for the next giveaway for sure. I don't know if there's any Lilith cards in the next giveaway, but if there are, you already know Gigi's got it locked with this much karma. So thank you, Gigi, as always. Appreciate you. Everyone, welcome to the Afro Gang. Seriously. Yeah, no, we love Gigi around here. Trying to see, I got another stack of cards here. Every time Gigi donates something, I gotta look and see if I got a Lilith handy. Damn, I don't. I just went through 1,000,000 cards yesterday. I know I saw a bunch of Liliths and they all got put away. I'm sorry, Gigi. But yeah, hey, every if you have a spare vote for the top 100, I know Gigi would appreciate another vote for Lilith for sure. Mr. Bushido, I think we're on to yours now. You got 2 in a row here. Cover page is a reference to the live action promo poster. Yeah, took me a minute to catch on to that. I think you might have said that before I figured it out, but yeah, I love that. I need to get these posters. Maybe I can just order the Shonen Jump issue and have it delivered, and I can just get some fresh posters like that. Or maybe I can get the posters by themselves. I don't know. I love this though. Awesome posters. And then you said Dexter's Lab was very popular in Japan in 2000. If Dexter's Lab was popular in Japan at any point in Oda's conscious life, that's a Dexter's Lab reference. Because like I said, the fact that Dexter is like a boy genius, Vegapunk is like a boy genius. Frankie's kind of like a boy genius, maybe not like as overtly, but definitely fits in that paradigm, right? I don't know, man. It's too good. Next has got to be a Jimmy Neutron reference. That's the next one. That's the true boy genius. If we can get him, if the next one is super strong Jimmy, super strong Neutron, then we're really talking. It'd probably be Neutron because Oda could pass that as not being a Jimmy Neutron reference, but I'm telling you, if Frankie's right hand is Dexter from Dexter's Lab and his left hand is Jimmy Neutron, Frankie might just be my new favorite character. GG, I don't think you can say super strong Jimmy. Am I about to get I'm about to get kicked off YouTube? Well, actually, GG isn't don't you always say your dad's Oda? Are you gonna tell Oda to come after me? Oh no, Gigi, we can't be saying that. We can't. If y'all play Paper Mario, you know about Mr. Hawk. Stream demonetized, demonetized for the Elbaf of it all. No, his dad is John Shueisha. You're right, or uncle. Yeah, it's one of the two. That's right. Well, don't get me in trouble, Gigi. Please don't. Don't tell Mr. Shueisha about me. Kimono Kenny said, I gotta go and start preparing dinner. Nice to catch a stream again. Have a great day, y'all. Kenny, appreciate you for sliding in. I hope you have a great dinner. I mean, if you're preparing it, it's gotta be, right? You gotta tap into that Sanji mojo a little bit. So enjoy your dinner, my friend. I'm glad you could be here. It is 5 o'clock, which is crazy. Let's see, where are we at on the super chats? Growth Stonks, member for 27 months. Don't doubt my god Usopp stocks. It's hammer time. I mean, that'll probably be the moment, right? Is like, because Loki, with him wielding Ragnir, that's always been my kind of call out, is like, I don't know if Usopp can end up with Ragnir, or like if there's any big moment with Ragnir, it should be it should be kind of Loki focused or like Gale Ra focused at this point. But obviously Usopp has all this hammer stuff, so the best case scenario for me is like Loki gets incapacitated in some way, and then Usopp's able to convince Ragnar that he's like another good user or whatever, right? Like maybe Loki gets Domi reversied, Ragnar's running around like, okay, what the hell? Like my owner is not who I thought he was. Like, what's happening? And then Usopp steps in like, well, I got you. I'll take him out for you. And then he gets like one swing with it or something, right? I think that's like the best case scenario, because like I can't see him ending up with Ragnar. That would feel very weird, but like in a one-off moment, sign me up. Sign me up. Cloud Lizard, you got a couple here in a row. Let's see. First, for $2, you said both of them died while smiling and laughing. Peak. I didn't even really catch that, but I love that. I love that. That is it's very One Piece-esque. Obviously, Roger, Luffy, Odin, they all do that. But then I feel like Dory and Brogy really fit into that like motif a little bit, right? Like they are kind of similar in that way, where like they're naturally like pretty happy people. They'll put on the tough face and fight whenever they need to, but like in general, they're happy and trying to like defend their people and all that stuff, right? They're good-natured guys, and so I just love that. That's a great call out. They're definitely the type of people that would do that, just like Roger and Odin and them. So love that. Then you said them not dying has now turned this into a game. Yeah, and you remember earlier on in the arc, I think it was Shamrock who said like, let's make a game out of this, and they did, like literally and figuratively, because like Domi Reversi is like based off of Reversi, so it is like a game because they're flipping each other. But it's like even deeper than that, where like it's a game in terms of like geopolitics, or however you want to put it, right? They're trying to control Elbaf. They're trying to subjugate this country and, maybe go to war to force it to happen, right? Like there's that angle of it too, where it's like a game, like a strategy game, but like it's even more of a game because of the Reversi part. But now the good guys are flipping that over almost. So it's a game to them, where now it's like, I don't even know how to, like, they're kind of playing like Call of Duty zombies in a way. And like, not really, because like, it's not like those zombies get up and turn back into their normal selves or anything. But like, now they're looking at it like, oh, we can just go ham and just, you know, cook all the hordes right in front of us, and we don't have to worry about hurting any of our friends anymore, right? We just get to mow them all down. Like, this is going to be fun. So I like how that's worked out, right? Where it was a game one way, but now the other side's caught on to the game, and, you know, they're kind of playing it. I love that. I love that. A game is more fun when you know the rules. That's a good way of putting it, right? Now that they've figured out the system, it's like, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll join you in this game. We'll play you, you know? So love that. Just, that's awesome. Good vibes, TCG with the $5 super chat. What you saying, brother? Can we just appreciate the fact that post time skip Frankie was already on par with Vegapunk tech? Imagine Frankie powering himself with the Mother Flame. Yeah, isn't that is crazy, right? Because like sure, Vegapunk has some other really high tech stuff that Frankie hasn't like figured out yet. Like I mean, a lot of the stuff in Egghead was like surprising Frankie, and like even the Mother Flame or whatever weapon the Mother Flame is being used in and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, that's like the top tier stuff. But like even like the Pacifista for Frankie's original creation of himself, whenever he got hit by the sea train and he rebuilt himself, and then obviously in the time skip he improved it and stuff, but for all of that to be as good as these Pacifista that Vegapunk has had all this money for, all this time, all these resources to make, and then Lilith is out here like, yeah, you know what, whatever you're made of is really good, man. That was crazy. Like, I've never, like, you're at least on par with the Pacifista. It's like, yeah, that's some hype for Frankie, right? But then, as you said at the end here, imagine Frankie powering himself with the Mother Flame. I feel like that could happen. Or if it's not the Mother Flame directly, it might be like Frankie attempting to make his own version of it or something like that, right? I could see the actual Mother Flame. I think that'd be cool, but if it's not that, it could also be like the ancient power source, which is supposedly better than the Mother Flame. I could see that also. But one of these I think is definitely going to work, and like Frankie's going to have like a crazy upgrade. So I think it's just so cool. Like, that's a really awesome way for Oda to kind of, you know, bring that in. And it's like, it makes a lot of sense that that's how you would upgrade Frankie, right? And I know there's been lots of theories on it, but I just think, like, from Oda's perspective, you know, the Cola thing, like, he could have brought out a Frankie upgrade whenever he really wanted to with that, right? And now he's saving it for, like, the right time, and I just think it's so cool because who knows what it's going to end up being. Like, he just had energy converted into Cola, and he's using that, which is, like, I'm still a little confused on how that became Cola exactly, like, I mean, you know, it's shown in science. I don't have to think about it too hard, but like, I don't know why cola came out of that thing of all the possible options, but who knows what other kind of colas or whatever we're gonna get. So I just think it's so cool. It's an awesome thing for Oda to add for sure. Alejandro Solis, member for 28 months. Imagine Vega Cola from the Heaven Realm. So that, just like I was just saying, like, what other kinds of cola or whatever are we gonna get? And like, I don't get why cola came out of this little machine, but it's making me think that if you were to use it anywhere, you would get some kind of cola coming out of it. So like, yeah, if you go to the Heaven Realm, if the energy is different up there or better or stronger or whatever, then can you unleash the OCD or ODC? I always want to say OCD. I don't like that it's ODC. It's like so close. But if you release that in the Heaven Realm, yeah, are you going to get a different type of cola? If I was to release the ODC on Raijin Island, what's the cola going to look like? Like, is Frankie going to come out like an L for a little bit with that cola? You know what I'm saying? And you know what else I'm starting to think about now, guys? And this, I think, could end up being a very important point. Maybe it's going to be a little tinfoily, but could this maybe give us a little bit of a clue as to how... I guess it could also be Paramecia, but I was going to say more so Logias were created, because going back to the Raijin Island idea, if you can use this ODC to, like, suck up the energy from the environment of a very, like, lightning-focused place, is the cola that's going to come out, like, lightning-oriented, and then if you were to put that cola into your body, would you then get lightning powers because of it? And then is that some way of telling us how Logias were made, where you have to, like, grab the essence or energy of the environment and turn it into a form that you can put into yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there could be something there. Because remember back in Egghead, we learned, like, we already kind of know how zones can be duplicated or whatever. We learned a little bit about green blood and how that works, and, like, they can be duplicated if you just take the blood out and use that or whatever. But Logia's Vegapunk never figured out. And I'm wondering if this could be part of it. Like this thing just went through and, you know, turned what was a very, like, fiery hot place into cold. And I'm just like, I don't know. Vegapunk's always been around or been focused on, like, fixing the weather. And so if you, I don't know, it feels like this could definitely be some Logia story to me. Like, maybe, because they already had these ODCs, and maybe they just never really thought to take it another step and use it for, like, a Logia thing. I don't know. It is very weird. I'm just like... such a random little piece of tech. I don't know. I feel like there could be something there. I could see Frankie getting some Logia powers from this. Not this one in particular, but maybe eventually he figures it out. Let's see, Mr. Bushido, with the €2. You said ODC counters Mother Flame weapon. Yeah, it's like, is it able to take in that much energy, though? You know, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, if you were to, like, is it going to be like a dial? Like, because that would be very overtly like a dial, right? If, like, the Mother Flame shot an attack at the ODC and the ODC was able to absorb the whole thing and, like, make a bottle of cola out of it. I mean, that's, well, half of it's like a dial. The cola is completely separate from the dial, obviously. But that, I mean, that's kind of what the dials, you know, we're doing. Like, you could take really big attacks and put it in there and then, you know, reject it, like, send it back. So maybe, but I would also tend to think that, like, there is, like, a limit to how much power it can take. So I don't know. I mean, it would be kind of cool to see the Mother Flame get used and this thing just absorbs it. I feel like it kind of like nerfs the Mother Flame, right? Like, it makes the Mother Flame feel not as daunting, because then if every place just had some of these ODCs, they'd be able to block it. So, like, I don't know if Oda will do that, but I do like the idea that Frankie will get part of the Mother Flame, or maybe his own, you know, better energy source later, right? He should get that. So I don't know. Alexander Ivanov, aka Ivankov, member for 7 months. Like the stream, we got to talk about evil Nika more. We didn't see him in this chapter, did we? I don't think. But I actually, right before the stream, I think it was you. I was whenever I was setting it up. Yeah, it was the very last donation message I got last week. Because whenever I set up the stream, you were at the top of the list. Whenever I set it up, you brought that up last week about like, because Nika, in the last chapter, we saw Nika was fighting against, you know, the, like, God of War Elbaf or whatever. He was against the giants. And that would make you think, okay, well, that's pretty bad, right? Like, that's not a good thing to be against the giants. I mean, we don't know the full story, to be fair. But maybe there was a Nika that, I don't know, maybe he got Domi reversied. Maybe he got, maybe he just was evil. Or, again, maybe we don't know the full story and the giants were evil back then, so Nika had to oppose them, but I did see that earlier. We didn't get any Nika talk at all this chapter, I don't think, right? No, we got everything else but the kitchen sink. But yeah, I really wonder what's going on with that. Like, I feel like it goes back to the Nika is the god of destruction thing, right? Where it's like everyone kind of views Nika differently. So I wonder if, like, whenever we see evil Nika, it's not that Nika truly was evil, it's more just like some people think he was evil. Like, you know, like, I guess the giants, from their perspective, they might be drawing him that way because that Nika did oppose them, so they think he's evil, even though he was actually doing a good thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. If you have any theories, though, definitely let me know. Or we're kind of getting towards the end here, but I don't know if you're in the Discord, but definitely, if you got any evil Nika theories, that's definitely something I'm interested in. You just said no Nika this chapter, but evil Nika is going to be my carrot. I'm going to die on that hill. I love that. I like evil Nika more than carrot, so I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I would like to see, and again, I think it kind of goes, it's antithetical, I feel like, to kind of the idea of Nika, but if Nika could get Domi reversied, so we truly saw an evil Nika, but like Luffy being evil in that way, I think that would just be really cool just to see. Again, it's kind of antithetical because, like, he's supposed to be about freedom and helping people, and, like, if he can just be controlled and all that, he's supposed to be free also, and that goes against it. I don't know if it'll happen, but I would like to see an evil Nika that isn't the drawing, right? That's a true evil Nika. I would like to see that. Cloud Lizard with the $2 super chat. Saul's surprise with Nami correlates ancient weapons / rain god. Let me go down and look. Hold on. Let's see. Saul can make it to the library. Where's he at? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough because, like, what happened? Seems like they did it. I'm looking for the surprise. I'm not sure exactly what Saul's surprise is. Are you talking about where he says, "Is that rain?" Is that what you're referring to? I do love how Killingham is over here like, hey, that's not part of the deal. You were supposed to just burn everything down. You can't fight back. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so you're just talking about the "is that rain" part. I think that's more just him just being surprised, like, where did the rain come from? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it could also be that maybe it doesn't rain in the realm of the sun very often because of the heaven realm being above it. Like, the tree blocks the rain, so maybe it hasn't rained in this part of Elbaf. Maybe. I'm not thinking there's... Personally, I'm not getting any crazy vibes from that, like, theory-wise. I feel like he's just surprised, but maybe it doesn't rain there is maybe more so it. But it just kind of rains suddenly, so I feel like that's more so what he's talking about. I don't think there's anything there. It also doesn't help that in the same chapter we had the whole place freeze. And so just in terms of thinking of an ancient weapon like Uranus, because there's always about weather changing, that's like always the idea with Uranus, which I definitely agree with. We kind of doubled up on it, right? Because it froze and it rained in the same chapter. Oh, Chin-Ho Wong, you said Orsal was in shock on Zeus because he may have seen Big Mom's powers before. I don't know where... Well, I guess he was in the Marines, so he may have seen Big Mom's powers like way back in the day, right? So that would be kind of interesting. He doesn't really comment on Zeus in particular, but that would be interesting too. Maybe he did, like... So let's see, he was a Marine before 22 years ago, or 24? 22 years ago. And so there would have definitely been a lot of time there for him to run into Big Mom. But yeah, I think he's... I don't know, the more I think about it, the more it might just be that it doesn't rain here very much. Because, like I said, it also froze right afterward, and it definitely doesn't freeze here very often. So maybe this place suffered 2 different weather events that they don't normally face. I think that would kind of make sense. Also, where was it? I saw my boy Eden's Blue. Appreciate you, Mr. Blue, for showing up. You said, Dak, what's your favorite part from the chapter? I love the whole thing, dude. I'm having a hard time picking what would be my favorite, because sometimes, like, just, you know, whenever I go into a new chapter, I kind of know half of what's gonna happen just because of like the last chapter. Like, I don't know the actual events, but like based off last chapter, I'm like, okay, we're probably gonna see some aftermath with Loki's attack and all this craziness with the Gods Knights. Like, I kind of knew that. But then you throw in the ODCs and the new cola. I'm like, okay, like now we're kind of cooking. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't ready for it, and I love that. And I feel like this is definitely the kind of thing where I'm gonna be walking my dogs later. Well, probably not later. It's been raining nonstop today, so I don't know about today, but walking my dogs tomorrow, or taking a shower, mowing the lawn, which that won't be for another few weeks, thankfully, but whatever it is, something's going to come to me from this chapter relating to, like, a big theory. Like, I don't know what it's going to be, but there's, like, whenever new stuff happens, it takes me, like, a few days to, like, put all the pieces together in my head. Like, okay, where does this new information fit in with other mysteries that are going on? You know what I mean? And this is definitely one of those, so... If I had to answer, I would honestly say my favorite part of the chapter is Frankie getting some new cola. I think that is super peak. But the ODCs got me thinking, man. The Dorian Brogy thing at the end was awesome. So this was just a great chapter, bro. This was genuinely just a great chapter. Where are we at now? JR Writer 203 with the $5 super chat. We finally got the payoff from what Stella had Jinbe load up amidst the Egghead escape. Really, Jinbe is why that Dexter attack happened. Retro W, for sure. And well, and what's funny about that is like we heard a little bit about what he brought earlier this arc, because I forget exactly how it was worded, but they said, like, yeah, Vegapunk is gonna, like, we can clone him. That's why we had you get all that stuff, Frankie. So like, we knew part of what he got was to clone Vegapunk, but that's all we knew. We didn't know, like, what the machine was like necessarily, or what else he brought, or anything like that. We didn't know the machine. We just knew that was ultimately going to end up being the outcome. But this is like, yeah, I mean, this is way cooler. I don't even really care if Stella gets cloned, to be honest with you. You know, it might even be better if he doesn't. Even though I love the guy. This is even cooler. This is better than the cloning. So, yeah, retroactive W for sure for Jinbe, because that was like a lot of his focus. I feel like during Egghead was getting that stuff, and then he was running around like trying to help Zora with Lucci and stuff, right? So it's cool to see the payoff from it. And like I said, we're gonna get the Vegapunk cloning from it eventually as well. But this part is like, it's the craziest, I don't know, it's the most random thing, but so cool at the same time. Lilith really showed out this chapter. Like, Lilith is really the star, I feel like hyping up Frankie, getting the new cola put together in one chapter. Like, man. BZ6, you said, Dak, what do you think will be Emu's reaction to seeing the Giants going back to normal? I don't know. I don't know if it'll look like what the thumbnail looks like, where Emu will be sweating, like kind of worried, or if Emu will just be like, I don't know, like this is what happened last time kind of deal. Like maybe Emu will reminisce over the last time they tried to subjugate the Giants. I'm not really sure, but I think it'll be introspective. I'll put it that way. I think Emu's going to reflect on it and be like, you know, something about the past, or something about how Emu, you know, should have known that the Giants were a tougher matchup than this. You know, something like that. I'm not sure though, because I do wonder, like, how many people throughout history have figured out how to get past Domi Reversi? Like, I'm sure Joy Boy and them knew, but I doubt it's a common thing, right? So, like, even for Rox and Roger and Garp, like, they didn't really know the trick necessarily. They just genuinely tried stopping him because they had to, because he was just destroying everything, right? So they didn't really find the trick. They just sort of lucked into it in a way, because they said that like, you know, we need more mass in order to win. And if that really is like the mass of the soul and you're trying to overpower it, you could almost reason that they did try to just kill him, which is the way to end it, but they just did it in with their own verbiage, you know? They didn't do it quite as overtly as here. So I don't know. I don't know where Emu's at mentally on like how they feel about people figuring out Domi Reversi. Like, maybe they expect it. Maybe this is like one of the only times. I really don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Emu and L-Face. I'm not expecting an Emu and L-Face from this, but I do think we'll get one. Honestly, I think if anybody this arc is going to give Emu the Enel face, it's going to be Usopp. Because Usopp will, you know, either have a really convincing lie that scares Emu, or Usopp, being a random normal person, will survive a really crazy attack, and Emu will be like, oh, you must be a god if you survive this, or something like that, you know? So I feel like Usopp is the one who's going to do that. Not even Luffy, because Emu is ready to fight Luffy. Like, Emu knows Joy Boy's coming back. You know, none of that's surprising. Usopp doing something's gonna scare the hell out of Emu, right? Emu's gonna be like, what in the world is going on? Let's see. Mr. Bushido with the €2. I got about 5 more here, then we'll be caught up finally. Mr. Bushido, you said they make Conqueror's Cola reference to Emeth Rope Knot? Conqueror's Cola, because because Emeth's Rope Knot had Conquerors or Hockey imbued into it. Is that what you're getting at? So maybe the Cola can have Conquerors imbued into it? Especially because Emeth is a robot and Frankie's a robot, and they, like, it seems like Emeth is the Frankie of Joy Boy's crew. Like, I would kind of want Frankie to get his own Conquerors, but at the same time, I do like that parallel. And if we're going to use the ODC, maybe the ODC can just absorb some of Luffy's Conquerors Hockey, and then they put it into a bottle. You might be cooking, Bushido. You might be cooking. I can tell you right now, the burners are on and the pan is hot, and somebody's over there prepping some of the ingredients. So the cooking hasn't started, but all the pieces are there, I think. Actually, I really like that. I really like that idea. Good vibes. You said, what if Usopp knocks her unconscious like Sugar and all the devils switch back? Talking about Emu. Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'd want it to go that far, because, like, for Sugar it's one thing, but, like, for Emu it's like, if Usopp makes Emu pass out, that is, like, a horrible look for Emu, right? So I hope it's, like, a little bit of a smaller effect, but I do think it'll be a similar vibe to where, like, it'll make Emu pause for a moment, and that will cascade into everything else working out, right? But I can definitely see the the sugar parallel happening for sure. Meek 6173 with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Meek. Hey, hope you enjoyed the chapter. I very much enjoyed the chapter. I hope you did as well. I translated it fully. Check credits for proof. Let me know if you have any questions. Dude, that is awesome. Like, did you, so you did it like for TCB, you're saying? Let me go look. It does say Meek. It does say Meek right next to translator. It also says Dexter next to Cleaner. And whenever I first saw Dexter in the chapter, my mind was immediately going to like, oh, did Dexter slip himself a little shout out in the chapter? But no, that's awesome, Meek, dude. That is super cool. Have you been doing this for a while? Hold on, I guess I can go back and look, can't I? Hold on. No, so you didn't do the last one. So is this your first time doing it? I see you were down there in translator quality a couple chapters ago. So is this your first time being like the head translator for a chapter? If so, that is super cool. That is super duper cool. Congratulations. Yeah, now I'm scrolling back. Oh, I see you there on translator quality again. Yeah, so this is your first time being the head translator? Yes, since chapter 1117, but I took a break earlier in 2026. Got you. Well, that is super cool. Well, hey, since you're the translator, could you just give me a little bit of info on the Dexter thing? I mean, I think Dexter earlier gave me some info already, so I don't know if you have anything else to add, but is there any chance that this is Dexter's lab? That's all I want. I want this to be Dexter from Dexter's lab. That's really my big thing. But honestly, it's good to know that you translate just so I can ask you some other stuff in the future, because there are a lot of times where I finish reacting to the chapter and there's like a couple things where I'm like, I don't know how I should read certain things, because it's like, if I read it as it is, I get one take from it, but I can also back up and be like, they might mean this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's good to know. I might have to hit you up in the future. But yeah, for now, if you got any info on Dexter, let me know. Because I know the translator's note says that it's Latin for right. But like I said, I need the Dexter's Lab shout out. I need it. I mean, Dexter is Latin for right, and the kanji is also right. It's just an enhanced version of strong right. So it's just a different way of, like, I guess I'm a little bit confused on why it's Latin. Is there a reason for that too? Like, does Oda have a history of using any Latin terms with Frankie, or like in general? Like, that seems like kind of weird, you know what I mean, for him? But yeah, because like he's also like the American Straw Hat, right? So feels kind of weird, but maybe he's just trying to make it sound more official or cooler. I don't know. Narrator, so you got two super chats in a row. Narrator, your first super chat for $5. Appreciate you. KKL, but also abundant energy def has something to do with why you can't stay in Elbaf too long. That's an interesting take. That's very interesting take. So like the area has too much energy kind of flowing around, and if you stay there, like, I don't know what would end up happening to you. But that is an interesting way of thinking about it. Or you could also read it as whatever the reason is on why you shouldn't stay too long is also tied to why there's so much energy. Like, for example, if the time dilation thing is true and time moves slower on Elbaf than it does everywhere else, that might be why you can't stay too long, but that might also be why there's more energy here for some reason. Like, because time is moving slower, there's like if time is moving 1/3 as fast, maybe there's like 3 times as much energy is around. That doesn't really, I don't know why that would be, but it just kind of illustrates what I'm getting at, is just like they both might be tied to the same thing as opposed to cause and effect of one another. But I like that idea that they're connected in any way. I really like that. I do. Earlier, Meek, you said about the Latin choice. You said, no idea why Oda went with that choice. Frankie hasn't gotten a power-up in so long, so this could have been the new naming scheme, Latinizing his previous attacks. Yeah, because it's kind of like with Luffy, and now he has like Dawn, whatever, like Dawn variants of pretty much the same attacks. I guess because of Gear Fist, some of them are a little bit different, but he's adding Dawn to a lot of things, so I guess it's kind of like that, just the upgraded next thing. I just feel like it's weird that he picked Latin, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep rolling with he was looking for any excuse to put to give a shout out to Dexter's Lab, and he was looking through and he's like, well, let's see, what does Dexter mean in other languages? And he's like, oh, Dexter can mean right. All right, we're using that one, and now he's using Latin just because of that. That's my headcanon for now. Probably not true, but we're gonna roll with it. Narrator, for your other super chat, you said hockey's in every living thing. DNA or LF, life force, maybe, or lineage factor. DNA or lineage factor is conduit for hockey. I pose that the abundant energy is the Atom Tree's hockey. I think I agree with you on that part for sure. Because I think the Atom Tree, like, I guess I should actually start with the Eve Tree. Because the Eve Tree, we know, somehow emits sunlight down to the bottom of the ocean. And by the way, the bottom of the ocean is like pitch black, right? And like it's kind of known for that. They call it the abyss, I think, right? So the fact they have sunlight's really, really crazy. And the fact that a tree is emitting it through the roots is even crazier. That's like really weird. And during Egghead, we had this new energy source kind of equated to a new sun. Like Lilith said, if we were able to figure out this, like if we had better resources or something like that, we'd be able to create our own sun. And so whenever I see something emitting sunlight to a place that wouldn't otherwise have sunlight, that's kind of what my brain starts going to, like, oh, they created a sun, or that's acting as a sun. And that's obviously a massive power source, at least the sun typically is. So with the Atom Tree probably having a tie to the Eve Tree because of the story of Adam and Eve, it would make sense to me that like the Atom Tree has some kind of power in it like the Eve Tree might because of the sunlight. So I think I agree with you. I don't know what it is. Also, you got to think the Atom Tree is named after a person, right? It's named after Adam, which obviously for Adam and Eve. But the fact it does have the name of an actual person makes me think that it's like more alive than we think, sort of thing. I'm not saying that a person was turned into the tree, although honestly that'd be kind of dope. We have the whale tree from Zoe, which I think could definitely be a whale turned into a tree, but it does feel like there's something special about these trees. Like they're more alive than we expect in a way. And it reminds me of Skypiea, where we saw that like there was the sacred trees that had the souls of their ancestors in them. And maybe we're going to find out that that's more literal than we thought, where like there were souls in them and those trees had like a lot of like mass, I guess you could say, like soul mass or whatever. Because like if their souls are coming back from the dead to those trees, and that would probably be like their 21 grams of soul, I'm guessing. But you know, like that would have more life force in it. I guess you could just, you know, categorize it that way. So maybe the Atom Tree is similar and it has like a ton of life force in it from maybe like all the past warriors of Elbaf, or maybe some experiments that were done because of the lab. I don't know what it is, but I agree with you. Like there's something's going to be special about the Atom Tree other than just like the wood is really good. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be something with the past on how it came to be. So I'm with you. I'm with you, narrator. Something's going on. And I don't know if you would call it like the tree's hockey, or if it is, you know, like the 21 grams of soul, if it's some other thing, but something for sure. I'm with you. It's something special's got to be going on. Yeah, Time Lord, you said it's the Atom Tree, ATOM instead of ADAM. I've loved that idea ever since the Mother Flame got revealed, because right above the Mother Flame it says A&mu, and you can, I forget exactly what like the translation was, but I remember whenever that happened there was all sorts of videos and I had all sorts of comments saying that you can kind of read that as like like atom oo, like because the ampersand can be read as just like 2 or something in Japanese. Again, I'm not like a translator, so I don't know, but I remember people saying that could mean like atom oo or something like that, tying to atoms. So which would make sense because that was a fusion reactor, and there's all sorts of stuff with Vegapunk tying to like Einstein and like nuclear bombs, fission, whatever, right? So it would kind of make sense that they're talking about like an atom in regards to the Mother Flame. So I don't know what it is. I don't know. Narrator, I know I have a couple other super chats, but just real quick because I just saw it. Narrator, for $2, you said 21 grams of soul is hockey. I think I agree with that too, or at least it's the source of hockey, right? Speaking of, splitting the atom or fusion, fission, whatever, if the fact that Oda said like everyone has 21 grams of soul and that's giving you like the mass amount, it just makes me think that just like you can split an atom and get some crazy power like nuclear bombs and all that kind of stuff, you can kind of do the same with your own soul energy and get the same amount of power, right? I think that's just like a cool, it's like a way to ground the idea of like you're as strong as you want to be sort of thing, or you have as much potential as everybody else. Like I love that whole trope, but this is just like a way to ground it. So I think I agree with you, narrator. I think. Time Lord. We got 3 more super chats here. Time Lord with the $2 super chat. What are you cooking? Dex attack. Next we get the Ultra Lord mecha. Is that wait, hold on, wait a second. Is that what I'm thinking of? Oh, yep. It's not, it wasn't exactly what I would like. It doesn't, the one I had in my head is not what I was thinking of, but I thought that was from Jimmy Neutron, and I'm pretty sure it is. Is that what you're talking? Wait. Oh, okay. Why is it asking that? Oh, I remember this guy now. Hold on. Let me back up. See, now, wait, I'm also seeing one. Oh, never mind. As a different name. Whenever I put in Ultra Lord Mecha, I got the one that I was thinking of, but then I got results from Fairly Odd Parents, and I was like, that's not what I was thinking of. But no, Jimmy, it's from Jimmy Neutron, right? That's what I'm. Yeah, it's Sheen's favorites. Okay, yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking at. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing me this from Fairly Odd Parents. The Kalami bot. I don't even remember who this is. Oh, because it's from the Jimmy Neutron Fairly Odd Parents combo thing. That's why it keeps showing me this thing. It's not the Ultra Lord I was thinking of. Now, okay, now I figured it out. Now I figured that's a trip down memory lane right there. The Fairly Odd Parents Jimmy Neutron collab. Oh my god. When I was a kid, listen, young Dak was all over the Fairly Odd Parents Jimmy Neutron collab. Let me tell you. Yeah, Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, exactly. That, when I was a kid, oh man. I couldn't believe like 2 of my favorite shows had like merged universes. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, that was so peak. Man, Ultra Lord. I forgot all about this guy. Oh my god. Look, all I'm telling you is if strong left is strong Neutron or strong Ultra Lord or something like that, I'm losing my mind. I will lose my mind. Oh my god, is this who I think it is? I guess there's some episode where some random bozo dresses up as Ultra Lord and he looks crazy. Man, it's a blast from the past. That is so crazy. Let's see. Sugar Rush, or no, Alejandro Solis. Sorry, Sugar Rush, you're right after, I promise you. Alejandro Solis with the $5 super chat. We all thinking of just Frankie, but imagine the Sunny having Luffy's Haki or Elemental Energy fighting in the final war. Email you for the TCG. Thank you. Yeah, and actually, so the thing is I know I emailed you and I asked if you had any other Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. If you had any other cards or any other people that you cared about, right, or any other characters that you would want a card for. Character was the word I was trying to think of. I don't think you. Okay, I haven't seen it. Yeah, I emailed you and asked if there's any other cards you would want or any other characters, and I didn't see a response. And so honestly, I just sent the cards that you already won. But if you did want some extra ones, you let me know, and I will include it with the next one. FYI. Oh yeah, just checked. Your email got sent to spam. Well, no worries. That's honestly part of why I did it. Is I sent that a couple days ago, and like if I don't get a response after a day, in my mind I start thinking like, okay, I don't know if they're gonna respond soon or if they just completely missed it. You know, like I don't know how long it's gonna be. So I just sent the cards without that response. But like I said, if you do want a couple other cards, let me know, because I got a bunch. Like whenever you guys win these, I'm happy to throw in some extra stuff, because like I got a lot of cards are just laying around, you know what I mean? And so I don't care to send them out. So if you do want some, just let me know. But like I said, I never know when you guys are going to respond, and I don't want to wait like in perpetuity, but I'm still happy to send some more stuff out. But yeah, but thank you. And then as far as the rest of your super chat, I did not want to forget this. You brought up like the Sunny. Well, you brought up Sunny using Luffy's Haki or Elemental Energy or something, but I'm also just thinking like the Sunny using this cola, because like imagine a Kude burst with the Super Cola. What did they call it? Super Vega Cola. Imagine the Sunny Kude bursting with that. Would they just go to space? Would they just go to the moon if they had this, you know? Would they go like as high as Marijua? Would they go to like up to the sky at least? Like, I feel like this could be where it's going. I mean, remember when the Vega Force earlier on in the Egghead arc was like, you know, flying up to the sky and whatever, and like it only had like a certain range around the island. I thought that's where Lilith was going to go with this, because Lilith was like, or was it the very beginning? Like, let's see, where was it? Yeah, like this place is teeming with energy, blah blah blah. It's like, it made me start thinking, like, is this tying to that, right? Is it because now they're going to be able to bring that thing back and use it? So like, I don't know if the Sunny will be able to tap into the same stuff. I think the Vega Force had like anti-gravity technology, so it's a little bit different. But regardless, a lot of possibilities now. Like, a lot of possibilities. Sugar Rush with the $2 super chat. Persona equal Neurona. Shop is immune to Reversi. Did you mean Perona or did you mean Persona? Is because Persona I am very unfamiliar with, which I know like I know the game, the Persona series is very popular, so I don't know if that's what you're going off of, but I am very out of touch with that, unfortunately. I know I'm uncultured. But I also know a lot of people have brought up the Perona and Neurona connection, so I don't know if that's where you're going with it. Perona for sure. It makes a lot more sense. I was gonna say Persona, I can't speak to that at all, but Perona. So are you saying that when it says shop, I was typoing. Okay, so when you say shop is immune to Reversi, are you saying Usopp? And is the idea that you're saying that like we're gonna parallel back to Usopp being immune to Perona, like by having him be immune to Emu? I think that's what you're getting at, which I agree. I hope that's where you're getting at, because I think I agree. Now, I will put a little asterisk where like, if Usopp is immune, I don't think it's because like he can't be reversied. I think it's that when he does get reversied, he's just still Usopp, right? I think that would maybe be it. So maybe he would get the benefits of the power-up, which would be so hilarious for like Demon Usopp to be sitting there like, wait, what's going on? And like, he's still not confident, you know what I mean? But he's like way stronger and he's like can't die. And I don't know. I think that'd be so funny. So I agree with you. Yeah, and no worries about the typos. Trust me, I'm quite used to it at this point, so no worries. I'm just glad you weren't talking about Persona, because completely in the dark on that one. But I agree. I like, it'll be different like I said, maybe he will get transformed, but he just won't be controlled or something like that. But I agree, you know, and we brought up Sugar earlier, where, you know, Usopp was able to freak her out and she went unconscious and all the other power-ups went away. Perona, we have this thing where Usopp's immune because of his negative personality. I think Oda's going to kind of merge all these things into this big moment for Usopp, right? Like, you know, for Sugar, like I brought up, like I don't know if he's going to make Emu like pass out. Like that feels like a little bit crazy, just to the kind of, it's kind of downscaling Emu a lot. But then kind of for this case, like with Perona, like I don't know if it would necessarily be that Usopp's like completely immune. It's just there's probably like a little bit of a unexpected difference in some way, right? So I think there's like, it won't be a carbon copy, but I think he's going to hit the middle ground between these somehow and get Emu to realize the error in their ways, you know? Gang Rider, you said you do nothing but speculate, but I'm here for it. Hey, that's what we're here for. I mean, we're also at the part of the stream where, you know, now we're just answering the supers, and that's definitely what it tends to be, is theory zone for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's what the channel's for, man. We're trying to figure out the, you know, the future of the story. Which, speaking of that, did you guys see that Oda put the answer for the One Piece somewhere out in the world? Did you guys see that? That it's like out, and there's a lot of people trying to triangulate the location of where Oda left the note or whatever. You know, I don't know if that's going to be as simple as people think. Like, if I was Oda, and with how protective he is of spoilers and things, I can't imagine that he would make it that easy to trace in the video. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that he's going to make that video and it's just going to be that easy to triangulate. Like, people are way too good at GeoGuessr and stuff for that to work. So I'm interested to see where that goes. I saw that like iShowSpeed is going to be doing a stream to go try to find it. Multiple other people are already booking tickets to go look for it. I think that stuff's crazy. Like, it's crazy in a good way. Like, I'm not going to go look for it. You know, I'm going to sit in my house and try to think through the answer, because that's, for one thing, I ain't got the money to be going on international trips looking for the One Piece. You know what I mean? I ain't set up well enough in life to put everything to the side to go do that. But it's gonna be cool to follow it regardless. I don't think anybody's gonna find it. I'd be very surprised. There's treasure that we know of, like for certain. Like, we know roughly the area it's in, like sunken treasure from the pirate ages that we still have not found, right? So like, if we have, I'm doing a video on like real life pirates. I was actually working on it earlier today, and I can't remember off the top of my head. Is it Levasseur, maybe? The guy that Roger's based off of? I know there's a few pirates who have, yeah, actually Levasseur is one of them. He literally had a treasure that he put somewhere, and right whenever he died, he had a Roger-esque speech where he's like, all right, like, I left a treasure somewhere, whoever can figure out the code can have it, and people have been looking for it forever and they haven't found it yet. And like that, we know it, well, like, we roughly know where it's supposed to be and stuff. And there's a lot of other examples of this where pirates like buried their treasure or threw it in the ocean and we can't find it. And if we can't find that, I would hope that we can't find Oda's little note, but you know, we'll see. Chin-Ho Wong, you said, but Dak, it's yours to take. Hey, listen, I mean, y'all are already generous enough, so I'm totally kidding here, but like, I mean, if y'all want to fund the plane tickets, the hotel stays, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of money and time to go out there. Otherwise, I would love to. But you know, I also got Ralph and Cliff back here. They don't want me to go. They don't even want me to go to the store down the street. They get worried whenever I'm gone for 5 minutes. So I'd have to bring them with me, you know, and you know, they could help. They could actually help. You know, they got some good noses. What I'll do is I'll take them over to Oda's house, like secretly, but not illegally, and then I'll let them, you know, get acquainted with the scent, and then we're just going out to sea, and they're just going for the first sniff of Oda, and then we're in the money. We're all good. Dilcor, you said you have to crush it like the Stampede log pose. I would 1000% do that. I would I would read it first and then I would burn it. And I was actually thinking about this the other day. If I did win, if I did go and find it, and then there was like a big press tour where they're like, all right, Dak, like, congratulations. Like, now you get to meet Oda and you're going to have a press conference and stuff. Like, I was thinking like how this would work. Not even just for me, but in general, like what's going to happen when somebody finds it. And I was thinking if I found it and I got to have some kind of press conference with Oda where we talked about it, I would just burn it right next to him. Like I would be like, Oda, Oda sensei, it's so nice to meet you. You're a huge inspiration. Thank you for doing this. But then I'll just burn it. You know, I'll be like Luffy clutching the eternal pose. I'll be like Frankie burning the Pluton blueprints. Probably a couple other examples. I would burn it right in front of him. That'd be my flex. I would read it first though. I would definitely read it first. I can tell you that. Cause honestly, like, it's not even because I want to be spoiled. It's because I half expect that it's a joke anyway. Where like the answer on the note might not even be like maybe it is what the One Piece is, but it's like a clue. Like maybe it's not outright the One Piece is this because this and Joy Boy was this. Like I don't think it's going to be that. It's probably going to be a more roundabout thing. So I kind of just want to see what he put more so than what the answer is. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would burn that thing for sure. For sure. Like that would, like 100%. And I would want to do it with him because it would be like it would be almost like Luffy and Rayleigh in Saba Odi a little bit, right? Where Luffy's like, no, the adventure's not worth it if you're going to give me the answers now, or whatever he said. Be the same thing, like, well, Oda, you know, I know what I'm supposed to do with this, you know, and then just burn it. Which, like, I have my doubts. I have extreme doubts that the person who is going to find it will do that, because whoever does find it is probably going to spend a lot of money and time looking for it. So I don't know what they're going to do, but burning is definitely the right thing, I think. All right, I got one more super chat that came in a little bit ago. Analyt IQ Media, pumped to see what you got to say with the $5 super chat. And sorry you had to sit there through a 15-minute diatribe about about some random stuff there. I saw a theory on Reddit, but what if there is the surviving Lunarians hiding in the Heaven Realm? That's a new one. That's a new one for me. I haven't heard that one. I like it, actually. I like it for a couple different reasons. One, the Heaven Realm, by it being called the Heaven Realm or Heavenly Realm, whatever the right terminology is, that already makes me think, like, even above, like, the sky. Like, the heavens are, like, you know, way up there. It's not just like the sky realm, it's the Heaven Realm. And I think of heaven as even above the sky. And so what's above the sky? Well, space, and that makes you think of the moon, which makes you think of Enel, and there's all sorts of things you could take away from that, especially with how Loki has lightning powers now and he's a god and all that kind of stuff. And so I kind of like that, just because, like, the Lunarians already have moon hinted at in their name. And so the Heaven Realm, maybe it's called that partially because the people from heaven, quote unquote, or the moon people, live up there. Now, technically, the Lunarians, from what we know of, never lived on the moon. Now, One Piece is supposed to have multiple moons, so maybe there's a whole story there. But the moon that we've seen, they aren't from, or at least the other sky races are, so they would have to be even older than them or something. But I like that because the Heaven Realm, like I said, it's supposed to depict even higher than the sky, so I think that works. But I also like it just because, like the Lunarians got hunted down back in the day, and the Giants have been this kingdom that's, like, I wouldn't say like people don't visit it, but, like, people are, like, scared of Elbaf Giants. Like, they don't come here just looking for a good time, right? If somebody comes here, it's like big business most of the time. I feel like rocks showing up and stuff. So it would kind of make sense, like, maybe they've been protecting the Lunarians and we just don't know it. And you also think back to, like, the Buccaneers were said to have giant's blood, and Scopper brought up all the mixed races and stuff. And it just wouldn't surprise me if, like, the Lunarians, who honestly might be a mixed race themselves, I could see the Lunarians being, like, a cross between, like, Birkins and ancient giants in a way. Like, they don't have horns, but, like, they're like an evil version of the Birkins is what the Lunarians feel like, because they have Birkin wings, so that, like, the same style of wing, but they're black, right? And so I wonder if that could also be it. Like, maybe we're about to find out a lot more about the history of all these different races and stuff. I like it. Analytic media. I like it. I don't know if it's, like, enough for me to, put any money on or anything, but I do like it. I don't know why. Like, and there may just be no more Lunarians, by the way. Like, maybe there are no more, and this won't even end up mattering, right? That I think is maybe even more likely. That might be the most likely. But if there are Lunarians left, the Heaven Realm's a really good place, for sure. For sure. All right, so we're actually at 2 hours already. I do have a couple other things that I wanted to talk about a little bit. So if you do have more super chats, feel free. I'll be here for a little bit longer. But there was one regular chat that I saw that I wanted to respond to. Well, not this one, but I did like this one. Spencer, you said he wrote it in the poneglyph language, Oda's note. I love that. That would be awesome. Because then people can't even figure out how to read it until we get to the end of the story anyway. That might be what Oda did, actually. I like that. Because like I said, I do think he put the answer, but I don't think it's like in plain language. Like it's a riddle or something like that. Like we can't decipher it yet. And actually, going back to the pirate I mentioned, Levasseur, Olivier Levasseur, who is the inspiration for Roger, because he basically did the same thing, telling people to go, find his treasure that he hid somewhere. He actually threw out like a cryptogram thing. I can't remember. I think he had like a necklace or like an amulet that had like a riddle on it. I can't remember the exact story. But there was like a cryptic element where you had to crack a code to find out where he put the treasure, and they haven't been able to crack that code, and people have tried. So it could be kind of the same thing, right? Where Oda just took a page from Olivier Levasseur's book, and actually he's already taken a lot of pages from it, because One Piece is like the story starts with Roger, starting the Great Age of Pirates. Olivier Levasseur did the same thing, so I like that. It's in poneglyph language. That would be so cool. The note just says you're too early. Dilcor says I like that one too. That'd be actually really good. There was where was it? I can't find the one chat I wanted to respond to. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was somebody asking me about my thoughts on the live action coming out, or what my plan is for the live action or something like that. I just can't remember exactly what the question was. Yeah, I can't find it. Well, I guess I'll just say, if you guys are interested in the live action and stuff, I mentioned at the very beginning of the stream, but I will be reacting to the whole season next week. I don't know if it'll be 1 day or 2 days, but definitely starting Tuesday morning. And unfortunately, Netflix is, well, I mean, as with a lot of shows, Netflix is very strong on the no copyright stuff, right? So I'm not going to be able to show the episodes next week. If you do want to watch along with me, it'll just be me and like a little stopwatch timer, so you can watch along with me. But I am going to be doing that next week if you want to watch, and then I'm going to be doing a couple videos on it for sure. I'm hoping to get some hoping to do some collab things too. I would really like to get Randy on at some point, but obviously he's got all sorts of other stuff to worry about, and probably, there's probably press tours and stuff for the live action, so like definitely no promises. I don't think I will be able to get him, but I would love to get Randy on and talk to him about the season once I get to watch it. But I'm very much looking forward to it. I can't wait till next week. Oh, and also, did you guys hear that I don't know if I mentioned this last week or not, but they're doing like showings for the first episode of the live action at movie theaters across the world. I think I was about to say country, but I think it's the world. I know Canada's doing it too. So if you want to watch the first episode with other One Piece fans, just go to opgrandline.com. I think that's it. And you can like do a theater search to find movie theaters near you that are showing the episode. And it should be pretty cool. Should be, at least to just hang out with some other One Piece fans, you know. Chin-Ho Wong, you said Randy working hard on season 3. Absolutely. And hey, and the fact they're already cooking season 3, that tells you they're feeling confident about season 2. I'm feeling confident about season 2, to be honest. I think the stuff in season 2 is going to do really well with like the Western demographic, right? Because like with Chopper, you're going to get to touch on some like Christmas stuff, which I feel like is always easy to appeal to kind of the Western audience. Like I think the Giants is just like, that's a cool visual thing. It shows the world's different, right? I mean, Laboon, I don't even have to say anything about Laboon. So I feel like this season's going to do really, really well for sure. Alejandro Solis, you said, I'm going to my local AMC for that, and it's completely packed. So I'm going with one of my buddies next week on Tuesday. And actually, that's the reason why I don't know if I'm going to react to the whole season in one day or not, because it's going to take about 8 hours to react to everything, and I got to go to that on Tuesday, so I might have to split it up. But either way, yeah, I was talking to my buddy about it, and then once he told me he'd be able to go, I went back and looked at like the page for it, and I saw that my AMC actually added a second time slot. There was only one originally, but the first one had almost filled up right away, so they had to add a second time slot in my local AMC. So people are definitely pumped for it, for sure, to go watch the first episode together. Absolutely. Time Lord, going back to the manga now. Time Lord, which if you guys have thoughts on live action, feel free to put it in there. But Time Lord, you said, I know what the next arc is. The next arc is going to be the Heaven Realm. Going by the arc parallels, if Thriller Bark is Wano, Egghead is Saba Odi, and Amazon Lily's Elbaf, then Hell, Impel Down should be Heaven. I like that. I think the thing for me is like, I don't know if the arc parallels are that clear cut to connect that cleanly. Like you can, but like for instance, Egghead, if you ask me, there's arguably more parallels to Enies Lobby. There's obviously a ton to Sabodi as well, but Enies Lobby also has so many with Egghead that like whenever I think about it, like I can definitely see that parallel with us going to like heaven instead of hell. But I would also think like there's probably other arcs merged into that too, you know, because Oda's been doing this for a while where like there's like even right now Elbaf is like, you could definitely say that it's Amazon Lily, but I would almost say like there's maybe even more Thriller Bark here in Elbaf than there was in Wano, which I know why people say Wano has some Thriller Bark connections, but like I don't even know if that's the best one. You know what I mean? And kind of like what the setup you're making is like, you know, we had Thriller Bark, and then we had Saba Odi, and then we had Amazon Lily, and then we had Impel Down, so it's kind of sequential. But I feel like Oda's kind of dipped around a lot with like the different arcs that are paralleling, so I don't know if we can bank on it being sequential. But regardless, I like the idea that one way or another we're going to the Heaven Realm next. I'll put it that way. I like that. No matter what the parallels are, I'm with you on that. I don't know if it would be its own separate arc. Because like it could be, but then we'd have to probably like leave Elbaf. Like if we're just in the Heaven Realm of Elbaf, then I think it would still be Elbaf. But if we go to the Heaven Realm and that takes us somewhere else, like then we actually go to space or we go to Marijwa or something like that, then it might be two arcs. But either way, I'm with you that we're gonna go up there. Like for sure. And it's not just gonna be oh, this place has this, that's cool, and then we leave. Like I think we're gonna go up there and spend a lot of time, and there's gonna be big reveals, and it's gonna be a whole side mission, you know. King Arthur, you said it's only in theaters in the US and Canada. Dang it. Yeah, I didn't. All I knew is somebody I spoke to told me that they had some options in Canada, so I was like, okay, well, maybe it's everywhere, because obviously One Piece is global at this point. But dang. Well, at least you'll still have it on Netflix to watch, because I honestly, I was talking to my friend about that, like, going to the movies to watch a Netflix episode that I could watch at home is kind of iffy when I'm paying more for the ticket than I would for a month of Netflix anyway, right? Like, I'm spending extra money that I don't really have to, but I want to go for the experience anyway. So it's not really that bad to miss because it's like financially a positive, but I do wish they had more. That would make sense, at least to have some in Japan, you would think. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe they do. I don't know. You said Swaboosh, isn't it the first 2 episodes? I'm not sure. I know the thing I saw said the first episode, but I don't know, because I think when I first looked at it, the movie theater near me had 45 minutes blocked off, and like that would be roughly 1 episode. I think the episode lengths leaked, and I think the first 2 are each like an hour. So it would be a little bit longer. But I remember whenever I saw the 45 minutes, I was like, okay, so it must just be 1 episode. But I don't know. I haven't seen official confirmation. I just saw the random tweet or Reddit post or wherever I found it. Actually, I think I saw it from Randy's Instagram page, but then I think I clicked it and that's where it said 1 episode. But it might be 2. I don't know. The first showing at the one near me is at 6 o'clock, and then the next showing's at 9:15. And that would maybe make sense that it's two episodes, because that would be 2 hours, but then you add the time for trailers and cleanup and all that. Because the second one's at 9:15. So yeah, maybe it is 2 episodes. I don't know. I do not know. Well, all right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. Seriously, I appreciate you. So we're on a break for next week. So that means that no chapter reaction next week. And we have the live action coming out next week. So I'm going to be spending a lot of next week on the live action for sure. I do have a theory video that'll be out. I'm aiming for Sunday, maybe Saturday, if I can really get my stuff together. I mentioned it last week, but it's about Enel and Burka, about what really happened back, 8 years ago now, because Enel was blamed for destroying his home on Sky Island, and I think with a lot of the stuff we saw that he may not necessarily be at fault. That's not really like the point of the video, but that is part of it, that he's not necessarily to blame. So so be on the lookout for that. I mentioned that last week, but I was really rushing to get it done, and I did not feel like stressing myself out because the world's stressful enough. So I just put it off till this weekend, but it is almost done. So that will be out this weekend. It'll be a very good video. And then I don't know when my next theory video will be, honestly, because with the live action coming out, I'm definitely gonna do a little bit of content on that, like at least 1 full review video. And then I'm gonna see how that does. Maybe I'll do some subsequent videos about Easter eggs, or if there's not not a big demographic for it, then I'll go right back to theories. But I do want to cover the live action a little bit. So yeah, I guess we'll be back here. Well, I mean, we'll definitely be back in 2 weeks for the next chapter reaction, that's for sure. But between then, it might be all live action. So yeah, hope you guys watch it. If you like season 1, I think season 2 is going to be even better. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. But until then, guys, everyone just please stay safe. The world ain't getting any safer, unfortunately. So be safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'll catch you guys hopefully on Tuesday.